Darren, in terms of the past two victories, must be particularly pleasing that they've been wins that have needed a different type of skill set. You've had to do things slightly differently.
Yeah, I think they have been. You're spot on. Saturday in particular, I would have to say we had to do a lot of the bitty things and the messy things, and did it very well. And watching the game back, a lot of the balls that came in the box, pretty much all of the time got first contact, won our headers, second balls, and it was, we felt it may be a game that was like that if we didn't get control of the game in terms of possession, which we didn't, and credit to Gillingham for that. They made it very tough, and it was a tough game to win, but we won it, and I think that was obviously the main thing.
Yeah, it's a big part of being in the promotion mix that you can deal with those challenges.
Yeah, I think you're going to get different challenges as you go along the season, particularly when you get towards the winter months and things like that. It's all part and parcel of being a successful team, and throughout the season really it's not about your wins that are very, very comfortable, which fortunately enough we've had some of those. In many ways these wins are even more rewarding, the last two, in terms of what we've had to do. So I was really pleased with a lot of aspects of Saturday's game, and we've looked at obviously certain areas that we need to improve on, but no, it was a very important win for us because we hadn't won away from home 3 previous games, and psychologically I think when they scored that goal, I think probably everyone thought, oh, here we go again. So it was important to get through. It really was important to get through that 10 minutes without conceding again. Yeah,
because it would have been easy, wouldn't it, on the back of previous away results and away performances, for that to be very difficult, but to ride it through, it just stops people talking about it, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but obviously it gives confidence to the opposition also. I think actually Steve said after the game we want to stay in it because they felt they were in the game, and possibly looking at our previous games they can concede goals. So I think when we actually conceded a goal, I thought we'd just sort of seen the game out. It kind of died off a little bit, and I thought we were in fair control. But even though it's come off the Gillingham player, it is a mistake. We shouldn't be doing that. So, but we've seen it out, and that was always the most important thing.
Yeah, and when it comes to dealing with all of these different challenges, it's just great, isn't it, that you've got so many goals in the side. It makes such a big difference.
Well, yeah, it does, and different goal scorers now. Knight's got a couple. Reedy scored against the very important goal against Lincoln. The first goal in a game is very, very important, and obviously Wardy getting one on Saturday as well. So it's very important that for the strikers and whoever plays behind them doesn't get goals. It's important we have to get goals from other areas. The one thing that I thought we'd have got more goals from is set pieces. I'm still waiting on that, and I do feel we will get goals from them. So if we do start getting goals from that, that's another strength to us,
Yeah, it's great if you can add that in. And when it comes to picking the team for Wednesday night, you're in exactly the situation that you want to be in. It's potentially going to be a bit of a challenge with the players that have come in having done well at the weekend, and then maybe players coming back as well, but that's exactly what you want.
Absolutely, and I've said it all along, from day one, we're going to need everyone in the squad. There's going to be injuries, suspensions, illnesses as we had on Saturday, so we have to deal with that with the squad we've got, certainly until January anyway, and then obviously the ones that come in have to do a job, and then the ones that are not on the team have got to get back in it. But I've got to pick a team on Wednesday that I think is the right team to win the game, and that's always part and parcel of being a manager, is picking the right team you think that's going to win the game regardless of injuries, illnesses and suspensions.
With Joe Ward moving forward, is there a sense where he could be your man to do a variety of different jobs? I know it's not necessarily a position players like to be, and they like to have a set position, but for him helping the team, it's great he can do so many different things.
Well, he's very versatile in what he does, Joe, and sometimes that can be a good thing for a player, sometimes it can be a bit of a hindrance. He never actually cements one position, but given the formation we're playing at the moment, he can play on the left of it, right of it. He played right back on Saturday, and the reason behind that was that if they played a diamond, which I thought they might, Gillingham, then he didn't have a wide player to defend against, and he is very good at getting up and down. Also, that I felt that he would be a very good wing back if we changed it, which we had to do. So that was the main reason that Joe came into the team, and the ones that came into the team didn't let anyone down.
Yeah, and I suppose when it comes to injuries, it goes without saying really that Marcus Maddison, an awfully difficult player to replace, in the sense that he just brings so much to the party. We know what he's about. He'll always be the man that if he's missing, it's that bit trickier.
Yeah, but perhaps the way the game went, it wasn't a bad one for him to miss. It was a difficult one, and the other side of it for Dems to come into because of the way the game was. It doesn't really suit those sort of players, that sort of game. So, but Marcus trained today. He'll be fit for Wednesday.
Yes, that's good.
He looks good.
Yeah, and funnily enough, we were talking about the injuries last Thursday, and I guess when it came to Saturday, by quite some way, the most challenging situation that you've had to have one suspension and then a couple of key players out.
Yeah, I mean, I think with the Marcus one, we felt on Thursday we'd be struggling a little bit, but we weren't sure, and Frankie was the same. You always hope that they'll be okay, but you know, on the Friday we sort of realised that Marcus, once we looked at him again, he wasn't going to be available. The main thing with him was we didn't have a fracture. If it was a fracture, he'd been out for quite a while, but no, he seems fine today, and he looks like he'll be ready for Wednesday. Frankie Kent will be ready for Wednesday, so you're now back to a fully fit, touchwood, squad.
Yeah, and with Ivan, just a case of keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, Ivan was just one that came in from the warm-up, felt his ankle, but again, towards the latter part of the game on Saturday, he keeps us up the pitch. He's so strong, and there was a couple of kicks from Christie he just want to throw, and he's very good at it. He's different to what we've got in that area because of his physical strength.
And with Tazdemir has been off the bench the past couple of games, has that just been selection?
No, it's just obviously I've had to select different players on the bench, but I just feel with the younger players, and Serhat is also, I put him in that category, where he's come from. He's had a big move. He's moved away from his family. I just feel at times in the season I just take them out and give him a breather, and I give him a weekend at home to spend with things like that are important for the players because it's a long season this, and they're not used to it every week at this level in the team. He's been in the squad pretty much all season. Burrows is another one, and I do it from time to time to just take them out and put them back in, and I think it just mentally gives him a little bit of a breather. It's nothing to do with his performances. You could look at it and think when he came on against Wickham he wasn't good in the last period he came on, but now the whole team wasn't, so it had nothing to do with his performances at all. It's just mentally give him a break.
And with Accrington, a good reminder, not that it was probably needed, of what they're all about with the game against Ipswich on Sunday.
Well, no, it's a reminder of what the league's about, and if you're not at it in any game, it doesn't matter who the opposition is, then there's a good chance you're going to get beat, and any result's never really a surprise. You've got to keep consistent in your performances and standards, and obviously results. But Accrington are a good team. I know they're down there and they're what they were, and they've moved up, but they're a handful. I've watched a few of them, and at times it's a front four they play, and I think they'll come and have a bit of a go at us. So it's going to be a difficult game and a tricky game, and again it goes back to we've got to go right into it with the right mentality. When you have a week of 3 games, to start with the wins really important, and then they've got 2 home games, so the right mentality and a good performance to win it, we're going to need that.
Yeah, and it makes such a difference, doesn't it, if you get a period a bit like with Shrewsbury during the international break, you can have quite a gap between games. You have a week like this, 9 points on offer, it's a big chunk of the season.
Yeah, things can change in a week when you have the 3 games, there's no question about that, and our aim at the start of it, the 3 games, was to try and cement our position. We've started 3rd, can we cement that? If we can get any better, great, but let's make sure we don't fall from that and pick up as many points as we can. So we've started it very well with a tough away game with 3 points. Now we're going to tough 2 home games, and the players know fine well that we've just got to maintain a consistency and the correct mentality going into these games.